Hi folks, I'm your host Bill Munsell. Welcome to the program. Normally we have usually an hour-long program or maybe longer, depends on the subject. Today I want to start a series of programs that are much shorter, little nuggets, if you will, just to let you know certain things. Doesn't have to take a long, expounded exegesis or whatever you call it to explain things. And then, of course, some of these subjects are covered at length by very, very well qualified, more qualified than I am on these subjects. But today I want to talk about something that I found on Facebook that has just been permeating, and it's caused a lot of confusion with a lot of people about the Sabbath. And a lot of us, as call us SDAs or Seventh-day Adventist or Advent people or Sabbath keepers, we've always preached that Saturday, the seventh day of the week, according to the Gregorian calendar, which we've been following for centuries, we've always preached that it is the Sabbath, the true biblical Sabbath. If you want more information on the Sabbath, for those of you who are like Sunday keepers or are not going to church or what have you, and you just stumbled upon this video, I have a brochure here that I can give you for free. I'll put the information up on the screen there. It's called 100 Facts on the Sabbath. And it talks about why we keep the Sabbath day, the 60 biblical facts concerning the Sabbath day, and all the information. And so it gives you all the, and if you want this for free, we will send it to you. The information's on the screen. Just give us your name and address and phone number. You don't have to give it. But we'd like to get in touch with you and make sure you get the materials, because it's cost with shipping and all that. And we want to provide this absolutely free. We are not a movement. We're not a ministry. I mean, we by me. I'm not an independent ministry. I'm just a person who likes to do videos and present the truth the best as we know how. I feel that the church has failed through tradition and cold formalism, that the church has not been doing its job, that Christ is, and if that offends you, I see the fruit, and in all my years of being in and out of churches for many, many years, I see the hypocrisy and the apostasy, and it's all steeped in tradition and cold formalism, and it just. God is looking for people. God is looking for Isaiahs. They're looking for Elijahs and Jeremiahs, John the Baptist, if you will. That's what God is looking for. And most of those were never a part of the mainstream church. They were either kicked out, forced out, even Jesus. All these churches out there, I want to take a second here to talk about this. People, I hear this on the radio all the time. They say, well, Jesus had a church, and he went to church even as a youth. Yes, he did. And that very same church tried to kill him. As a matter of fact, they did. They crucified him on a cross. They rejected him. And in future studies, we're going to deal with the true Jew. Will the real Jew please stand up? And that's going to be a very highly controversial topic. So look forward to that. And we'll get into that. So today we're going to talk about the Lunar Sabbaths. Is it valid today? Are we supposed to follow the Gregorian calendar? Or are we supposed to follow a Jewish calendar which practically doesn't exist? And from what I understand through my research and through my study, is that the Gregorian calendar, or not the Gregorian calendar, but these people called the Yeshua or the Yahweh calendar or whatever it is, the Jewish calendar, is a lot different than the Gregorian calendar, and everybody freaks out because the Gregorian calendar is a Roman Catholic calendar. It was put out by Roman Catholicism, and that's true. But it's based on what has already been, in the past. So actually, the Gregorian calendar is pretty accurate. And you can disagree with me if you want. Now, that's okay. It's the same thing with feast days and a lot of other controversial subjects that's been covered either by me or my brother, my dear brother Vern Bates. And you can, you have the freedom to do that if you choose to. I don't choose to, because a lot of that stuff Christ done away with at the cross. And so today, we look at this Lunar Sabbath thing, and I'm not going to, for an in-depth study on this, Bob Trebs does an excellent study on this. He goes into it in detail, historically, and it takes 2 hours. But folks, what about these people that you don't have time to spend 2 hours explaining, are we really celebrating the Sabbath? Is it really Saturday, or is it another day, or some people believe, well, whatever day you choose and all that kind of stuff? No. Let's look into the Bible and some inspired writings to show you what the truth is on the Sabbath. So we're going to start with the Bible in Genesis at the very beginning. Genesis chapter 1. And I'll put the scriptures on the screen if you don't have your Bible. It says, "In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, Let there be light, and there was light. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day." Evening and the morning. That means the day starts at sundown. Not at midnight, not at sunrise, but at sundown. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let the divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day." Okay? So God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth. And gathered together the waters called the seas, and God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit trees yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed in itself upon the earth." And it was so. Did you notice that he created water first, then the dry land, and then vegetation? Very interesting. "The earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielded fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God said it was good. And the evening and the morning was the third day. And God said, Let there be light in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for a sign, for seasons, and for days and years." Okay? And let them be lights in the firmament, and the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So there's the moon, the stars, and the sun. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 4th day. Okay, I'm going to, for the sake of time, I'm going to skip down to the verse chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day God ended his work which he made. He rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. The 7th day. Okay, so let's spread it out here on the chart here. I know we skipped on through, but as you can see, the 1st day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, okay? Now, the sun and the moon and the stars were created on what day? The 4th day, not the 7th day, but the 4th day. But according to these people, that the Sabbath is based upon lunar. Lunar is the moon and the stars. But the moon and the stars weren't created till the 4th day. So if you add 7 days or 6 days from that, it throws everything off. And that's where the confusion comes in. But I want to read you something in inspiration here. This is from the book Spiritual Gifts, Volume 3. And it's written by a lady by the name of Ellen G. White. Through inspiration, God showed her in vision now, what we've all been doing correctly for all these years. Not incorrectly like a lot of people think. Let's read. This is in page 90. This is also, by the way, called The Important Facts of Faith in connection with the history of the holy men of old. This is under chapter 9, Disguised Infidelity, and it's the first paragraph. I'll read it. I was then carried back to the creation and was shown that the first week in which God performed the work of creation in 6 days and rested on the 7th day was just like every other week. The great God in his days of creation and the day of rest measured off the first cycle as a sample for successive weeks till the close of time. Now, we haven't closed time yet, have we? So this has been a sample, successively weeks till the close of time. In other words, since the very beginning, we have been resting on the 7th day, which is what we call Saturday, but it is actually called the Sabbath day. Now, so why is it they're saying that, oh, well, if you follow the Gregorian calendar, you're not following God's calendar? But I just read you that in vision, Sister White saw that since the very beginning, since the first week, we have consecutively throughout the centuries have been keeping the Sabbath passed down through ages from time memorial. For close to 6,000 years, the Sabbath has never changed. The only reason why these people freak out is because we follow a Gregorian calendar, and it's the Roman Catholic calendar, and the papacy is the beast and all that. And I've been preaching that for years, and it's true. But the only thing I think the Rome got right was the calendar. So that's it in a nutshell, folks. If anybody asks you, we have been keeping the Sabbath since the very first week. And but if you choose to believe the other way, hey, that's up to you. That's between you and God. But I'm going to continue faithfully serve my Lord Jesus Christ and rest on the seventh day. And the seventh day has always been Saturday since time immemorial. And I know we get hung up on the days. Saturday means Saturn's day, all that. It's all paganistic and all that. That's true. That's true. But for people to understand, Saturday has always been synonymous with Sabbath. Okay? So, once again, if you want a copy of this, let me know. It's free of charge. I don't charge money. I don't solicit money. I don't ask for it. I don't beg. I don't borrow or anything. I do this of my own free will. This is my service to God. This is the way I am serving my good works, so to speak. And I don't get paid a penny of it. It's something I enjoy doing. So folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. God bless.